Wall Street on coronavirus worries. The Dow down sharply at the open following global market south. In Washington, both sides are calling for unity but accusing the other of playing politics.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says much of the effort will go towards developing an affordable vaccine.
Lives are at stake. This is not a time for name calling.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who's a doctor, says some of the money will be spent on face masks, and he says healthcare workers should get first dibs.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. Ahead of the Democratic primary tomorrow, President Trump is gearing up for a rally in North Charleston, South Carolina
There is at least 1,000, maybe more people already turn out for Trump's rally tonight at 7 o'clock. And a lot of people also talking about their Democrat race here. Biden, of course, widening that lead.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. America's listening to Fox News.
If you came across a child struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you recognize a 13-year-old boy who gets into fights at school?
Not because he's a boy, but because he's hungry?
Or a 2-year-old girl who cries all night, not because she's sick,
but because she went to bed without enough to eat?
Or maybe a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites him to a sleepover, not for fun, just so he can have dinner. Or a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks over lunch,
so her friends won't know she doesn't have anything to eat.
I am the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger. Kids you pass by every day, but never knew were hungry. I am Child Hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Successful small business owners know that having an ally in decoding the data of your business performance is vital. A trusted source that can interpret financial reports, advise on tax code, and assess overall performance can be the difference between sleepless nights and peace of mind. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart is your ally in making sure your business is performing at an optimum level. Call or contact today to find out how Buckles, Travis & Hart can help fine-tune your business to create peak performance. 270-259-5604. GraysonCPAs.com.
God is good, and we worship Him every Sunday at Caneyville Christian Church. Sunday school begins at 10 a.m. Worship services are at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. May God bless you. Hope to see you soon.
500,000 hugs. This is Roger Patterson with a Minute of Vision for Life. Reunions can be sweet. Reunions that come after great dissension and grief, even sweeter. Those that come after deployment to war are the sweetest. Fort Hood in Killeen, Texas lost a great lady in December of 2015. Elizabeth Laird, known to those at Fort Hood as the Hug Lady, died after a battle with breast cancer. Miss Laird was called the Hug Lady because she gave an estimated 500,000 hugs while attending every single deployment and homecoming since 2003. A good hug is a powerful statement of love, support, unity, and reunion. When Jacob and Esau were reunited, there were no words, but there was a great hug. Genesis 33:4 says, "Then Esau ran to meet him and embraced him, threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and they both wept." I believe that God uses a hug to say what words can't say.
You've been listening to Roger Patterson, author of A Minute of Vision for Men, a daily devotional available at visionforlife.org.
Fox Sports Trending now.
News from the NFL, where ESPN's Jeff Darlington's reporting that future Hall of Fame quarterback Tom Brady is operating under the belief that he will play somewhere other than New England next season, and that he has shared that with those close to him. Brady will be a free agent on March 17th. He cannot be franchise tagged. The NFL Network reports that Brady's representatives met with the Chargers, Raiders, Colts, and Giants at the NFL Combine. In the NBA, 4 games, Lakers beat the Warriors 116-86 to improve to 45-12, best record in the West. LeBron James did not play in this one with a groin issue. Anthony Davis had 23 points. 76ers without stars Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons due to injury still beat the Knicks 115-106. Philadelphia is now 28-2 at home this season. Pacers get their first win since the All-Star break with a 106-100 win over the Trailblazers. Thunder rally down 19 points to beat the Kings 112-108. I'm Eddie Garcia.
We are Fox Sports.
K105 Weather is brought to you by the 3 Grayson County locations of the Sicilian Bank.
Twin Lakes weather. after a bit of sunshine, we'll watch the clouds roll back in. Highs today getting into the upper 30s and the low 40s before we have to deal with some scattered snow showers later on this evening. Could see some minor accumulations with this. Heading into your Saturday, much more sunshine with highs in the 40s. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Lonely is the night when you find yourself alone. Your demons come to light and your mind is not your own. Lonely is the night when there's no one left to call. You feel the time is right, say the writing's on the wall, yeah. It's a
This is In the Know for Friday, February 28th, the 59th day of 2020. There are 307 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station, 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com, via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast. When you're on Facebook, watch on YouTube Live. The hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Plus, we will have your chance to win via the water cooler question. We'll have that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Happy Friday to you.
Yeah, amen.
You are a big fan of fish tacos, yes?
Oh, yes.
You love a good fish taco.
I
you
do.
like the you like the cilantro
I do.
on fish tacos?
And like the slaw that they do with it. I don't want them fried. I want them.
If you're feeling stressed, you should add more cilantro to your diet. The herb encourages your body to produce more of a calming brain chemical. It tames tension as well as Valium does, according to researchers.
So I've said this before on air. That's the one plant I cannot grow.
You can't grow cilantro?
No, I've never been able to.
It's your arch nemesis, right?
Maybe.
Misty is on assignment today, so whenever she has a tendency to disappear, we call out to the bullpen and ask some friends to come in. We welcome back this morning.
Who am I? The name's Yukon Cornelius, the greatest prospector in the North.
You may also know him as First Baptist Church worship leader Dennis Cook. We lovingly call him Yukon Cornelius. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me. I don't want to bring this up at the top of the show.
Uh-oh.
Got a little issue. Last time I came to help out in the time of need.
Yeah.
No intro music.
Oh.
And I'm not pointing fingers. I mean, maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. I don't want to mention people's names. But you also weren't here.
Has nothing to do with me. But I will say, you knew you were getting intro music, and you brought snacks for the class today.
Yes, I did. Fancy
snacks.
Num num.
You learned yesterday at the end of the show that when you really want to go fancy with a casserole,
that's right,
you kick it Teresa Buckles style and go with the chow mein noodles.
That's right.
You knew it was serious. It had to be like Anniversary Sunday, or we had to be going to some special wedding or something like that if the chow mein noodles came out.
Heard that.
And so you brought the can.
Times change, man. It's just a snack now, just for fun.
It's not just for casseroles anymore. Right. You said these were harder to find in Beaver Dam.
I played. They were. Couldn't necessarily afford something like that back in the day, but I tell you what, I played my own version of Supermarket Sweep yesterday, and I shopped local in Litchfield and eventually found them.
That's good. That's a solid move. We thank you for that.
Yes,
when you walked in the door today, I was super surprised. Are you ready for Leap Day tomorrow?
Yes. Sounds amazing.
Bonus time. it's a
another
bonus day. In case you don't know, tomorrow is leap day. Okay. It's leap year. Happens every not every 4 years, but most every 4-year cycle. We have a 29th day. It used to be that December was the end of the calendar and March was the beginning of the calendar, and the period in January and February was just winter. And they didn't start again until March the 1st. And then they decided that they needed to account for it in some way. They had a 355-day calendar in the 700s. And then at one point in time, February did have 31 days, and then they settled in at 28 most days. You following me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I could tell. You were just, okay, yeah, I got you.
I'm there.
Now, here's another thing to remember. It's there is not a leap year in years that are divisible. There are in years that are divisible by 100, but not 400.
It sounds like you've got it, too.
So in the year 2000, there... Do you need a piece of paper?
I've got it.
Would you like to?
I hope this is the question of the day. Later.
Should I open the notes app on your phone for you so you can take all
I'll
this
get
down? Yeah. So that's anyway.
That went well.
Now that everybody's on the same page, literally, right? What else? Is there anything? See, look how prepared I was about
show prep
leap day.
That's really good.
I mean,
yeah, that's a lot.
Let's see.
I'll just take that with me.
Okay, there's a handout. There's a handout from the show today. You're up to speed. Weather-wise, going to be cold tomorrow. Could get some more rain showers, possibly a snow shower tonight. Cooler tomorrow, back into the 60s on Sunday. It'll be a nice day, but next Monday through Wednesday, we could get more rain and more flash flooding.
Yeah.
A possibility. Wow. I thought last year was wet, but this has been one to beat the band. We'll keep 60s in the forecast through the middle of next week and multiple rounds of rain. So 43 is the high today, 45 is the high tomorrow, and again into the 60s on Sunday. I'm distracted by my chow mein noodles.
How dare you to open?
Yeah. No, I don't know that I reveal this very often, but I don't eat during the show. If you'll ever notice, I don't.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't seen you eat that.
I mean, there's sometimes you may see something by me and it looks like it's been eaten, but that's not me.
Normally, it's Misty's.
The girls don't slow down on the eating during
we
the
don't.
show. They
no. And we eat after each other. Yeah, it's weird.
There was an earthquake in Muhlenberg County yesterday morning. I don't know if you heard the news.
I did not.
The U.S. Geological Survey said the 2.6 magnitude quake occurred about 3 miles southwest of Bremen. The event, categorized as a weak level 3 quake, struck a few minutes after midnight. No injuries or damage was reported. Closer to your home.
There we go.
The land from which you hail.
That's right. That is correct.
What else? 2 fire departments battled a mobile home blaze yesterday morning on Bear Creek Road. About 7:45 yesterday, Litchfield and Annetta fire departments responded to a fire inside the 700 block of Bear Creek Road. Litchfield Fire Chief Tim Duval found dense smoke coming from the trailer. As he and other firefighters made their way inside the home, they experienced zero visibility because of thick smoke as they tried to find the source of the fire. It looked like Duval said the fire was able to move quickly because the home did not have any fire breaks. Firefighters were able to extinguish the blaze after battling for more than an hour. So, not good there.
No.
The Kentucky Senate, yesterday approved a constitutional amendment to restore voting rights for some felons who have completed their sentences. The measure passed on a 29-7 vote, now heads to the House. If approved there, it would be placed on the statewide November ballot for voters to decide. It would amend Kentucky's constitution to allow felons to have their voting rights restored after serving their full sentence, as long as they were not convicted of treason, sex crimes, violent crimes, or crimes against children. The version clearing the Senate would leave it up to the legislature to determine how voting rights would be restored and if it would include a waiting period. I do like the legislature putting this on a ballot and letting voters to decide, because what we've had is a history of governors deciding, so it's one way for a few years. Then it's another way for a few years. Now, to be clear, it's been because the Democratic Party has held the governor's office for most of the last century. It stayed one way, but then when a Republican comes in, like Matt Bevin, and then they change it, and then when he leaves office and Andy Beshear comes in, they change it back. So the legislature says, let's let the people decide, and then whatever the people decide is what we'll do. I think that's the best course of action. At least for me. Local governments would have more latitude to raise tax revenue to meet demands for services under a proposed constitutional change advanced by a House panel yesterday. The measure, if added to Kentucky's constitution, would ease tight restrictions on the types of taxes that city and county governments can levy to meet their obligations. Supporters included groups representing city and county governments. Current restrictions, they said, force local governments to rely heavily on property taxes and taxes levied on wages and business income. They said the outdated system puts Kentucky's communities at a competitive disadvantage in trying to attract new businesses. So we're currently taxing what people own in the way of real estate. We are taxing net profits at the business level in municipalities. We are taxing occupational wages in most areas. In some areas, there's a restaurant tax. There's a housing tax, like a hotel and motel tourism type tax. But so far, there's not a local sales tax. There's not a... But the people who are against expanding this idea are saying, well, you're already taxing people where they work and where they live. Now you're going to tax them where they eat. You're going to tax them where they go. You're going to tax them on what they buy. It does feel like an additional burden across the board, but I think if there's the shift is to a consumerism type tax rather than an income tax. So they will say we're going to give local, we're going to move toward consumer type taxes, and we're going to let it happen at the local level. But hear this, it's not a replacement for the taxes that you already pay to the state. So if you're paying a 6% sales tax, and then you give cities an opportunity to charge 1% on top of that, there's nothing that prevents the state from coming back a year from now and saying, we're going from 6% to 7%, and the next thing you know, you're breaking the 10% barrier on taxes of various kinds. So I don't know I don't know how I feel about this issue quite yet.
Yeah, nor do I. Off the cuff, I really don't like it, but I mean, I think I need more information.
There's got to be a give and take in there somewhere. And to be clear, I just don't want to do that deep of a dive into it on a Friday.
That probably won't be left to the people, correct?
No, it's funny how I guess ultimately it's left to the people because they have a vote in elections, but not so simple as calling people up and saying, how do you feel about this? Right. Well, I don't like it. Well, okay, that's what we'll do then. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear has defended a photograph of him posing with drag queens at a rally and accused a Republican lawmaker of using homophobic tactics by displaying the photo at a recent campaign rally while accusing Democrats of corrupting traditional values. Beshear told reporters yesterday that he would pose for the photo again, saying he was practicing his faith to treat everyone with respect. The Republican lawmaker who denounced the photo at the rally owes an apology to everyone appearing in the picture, according to the governor. At the weekend rally for a Republican legislative candidate, State Senator Philip Wheeler, he accused Beshear and the Democratic Party of corrupting the values of children, according to the Lexington Herald leader. I've seen the photo. It strikes me as a little bit odd that just kind of trying to be as objective as I can. Mm-hmm. If I were counseling the governor, I would tell him to avoid a photo like this. I'm okay with you going to that rally. I'm okay with you treating everyone with the same respect and dignity that people deserve. Okay, but if this had been a rally for people of Norwegian or Nordic heritage, and they had been wearing Viking horns and leather and like to celebrate their heritage, I would tell my candidate, I would tell my governor, let's avoid maybe a photo in this. To me, it's about the it's the gregarious nature of these individuals that are in this photo, and they're trying to separate the issue between you can agree or disagree with homosexuality, and then there's this gregarious nature over here of the people that are appearing in this photo. And so people don't want to separate the two issues, but I think that it's important that you try and do so. Now, to be clear, my faith says homosexuality is a sin, but it also says that gluttony is a sin. It says that lying is a sin. It says that lust is a sin. It says that. So I don't have a tendency to like score one up with a greater level because it's politically charged.
Right.
But I still have a problem with this photo. I don't know that I want my governor posing.
Are you saying that the photo almost promotes it to the state as something that's accepted and encouraged?
If I were a part of this rally and supporting rights, okay, if I were saying thank goodness the governor is coming and being supportive of the rights of all people, I think I would. If I were legitimate, I wouldn't necessarily want people who were looking clownish trying to serve up my message. Do you see? It does more to erode credibility, I think, than it does to instill credibility in the movement. That's my thing. It just seems like a party trick or something. But now I also didn't like the previous governor wearing a suit that had the president's picture all over it at the state fair. I think that's below the office. So I don't. But
there's a fine line there. We want to say, we want to share the love of Christ with everyone and treat everyone the same and not point out a sin in someone else's life, when there's a plank in our own. But at the same time, we want to. If this is going to set a precedent, is what it's doing, and will that same photo be taken at a National Day of Prayer, for example? There's a precedent set there where now I'm expecting those appearances to be made equally throughout the state.
Sure. And the difference is for me with the photo is that if the governor goes and has his picture taken at the National Day of Prayer, which he's very likely to do, it's not going to have something. There won't be people there who are cartoonish, who are trying to take a selfie with the governor. Do you see what I'm saying? It's that there just becomes a respect issue, which we've got leaders at multiple levels who are getting away from that. But I just don't. And to be clear, I hate sin. I love sinners, right? You love sinners.
Right.
Everybody's a sinner. Love everybody, right? Number one, love God, love each other. Hate sin.
That's right.
It's really not more complicated than that.
And we all sin and fall short of God's glory. So
absolutely. A federal judge yesterday refused to undo Governor Beshear's executive action that reorganized the state school board with a completely new lineup of members. U.S. District Judge Gregory Van Tatenhove denied a request for a preliminary injunction sought by several members of the former board in an effort to regain their seats. Beshear disbanded the former Kentucky Board of Education on his first day in office in December. He then recreated the board, fulfilling a campaign pledge. The judge wrote, in his opinion, elections matter. When Governor Beshear was running for governor, he announced that he intended to abolish the State Board of the State Board of Education, and create a new board with new members, and after he was elected, he did just that. He said, for the ousted members, this action seems unfair and a terrible idea, and they may be right, but the relief they seek is not actionable in this forum. Which is interesting, an interesting opinion. It goes back yesterday to another thing the legislature is doing, saying let's depoliticize, let's not weaponize the State Board of Education any longer based upon the outcomes of elections. So, all right, something that might make you a little happier.
All right.
I hope so.
A total of 140 new jobs will be coming to Hart County due to an expansion of the T. Marzetti Company facility in Horse Cave.
Oh, okay.
So,
what do they do?
T. Marzetti is the salad dressing.
Yeah.
Right? The
Yeah,
packets
that's what
on the salad bars.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Okay.
I'm in on that.
I didn't realize they were a Kentucky
salad
company.
dressing.
I was going to guess pasta. I had no idea.
They do lots of
Given
different
the name,
things.
yeah, that would
They
make
manufacture salad dressings, sauces, and other food products for the retail and food service markets. And the 184,500 square foot expansion will provide additional manufacturing space, as well as the purchase of new equipment for increased dressing and sauce production. Oh, it's in the sauce.
Num.
Governor Beshear is going to be there today, by the way, for the announcement for 140 new jobs in Hart County.
I expect a picture.
Mm-hmm. You do expect a picture?
Yes.
With the governor? You're going to drive to Hart County?
At that event.
You have time today?
A Kentucky sunglass provider is expanding with a $400,000 investment and plans to add 38 full-time jobs. Shady Rays is headquartered in Simpsonville and operates there. They will add managerial staff and expand their distribution operations. According to a news release from the governor's office, they currently employ 22 people. Shady Rays was founded in 2012. I did not know. One, I never heard of Shady Rays. Did not know it was a Kentucky company. But well done to whoever named it. I think Shady Rays is an excellent, excellent company name for a sunglass manufacturer.
I'll never forget it.
Shady Rays.
Of course, I had an uncle named Ray. He was kind of shady as well, but excellent choice.
Yep. Well done on their part. Now, this one makes me happy. It's about a group of young people in New York who necessity is the mother of all invention.
I believe that.
A group of students craving Chick-fil-A bought a $98 airplane ticket just to secure the grub, but they never boarded a flight. Okay? Troy, New York is near Albany, New York. And they had a group of students who wanted Chick-fil-A, but in their town, the only Lord's Chicken that was available is behind TSA at the airport.
Okay.
So the class pooled their money together. They bought a $98 one-way ticket to Fort Lauderdale. Then they sent someone to the airport to get behind TSA to buy 15 chicken sandwiches, 15 waffle fries, and 15 drinks, and then leave the airport without getting on board the flight and taking Chick-fil-A back to the school.
I love it. And I've read this. But my question is, how in the world do you carry 15 drinks? Like,
he probably had a carry-on.
how does that work?
You know, maybe it was a jug of tea instead of it being the. But listen, as someone who, when he was in high school, would wait for his teachers to say, "Let's go to lunch," and then would get in the car and drive to KFC to get Chicken Littles. I know where these students are, right? I've been there. But brilliant, creative. They would spend the cheapest one-way ticket they could find and get their chicken. Good job. We got to get to a break. Sam Gormley's going to stop by with the Cougar Sports Report. Coming right up here on In the Know.
Afternoon tea, milady?
Sure. Why are you wearing a tuxedo?
Because we're rich now. Our tax return has arrived. Let's take a gander, shall we? Oh, well, that was fun while it lasted.
Well, at least with the latest deals from Bluegrass Cellular, we can feel like we're rich. Smartphones are going for as low as $1 per month.
$1 per month?
Yeah, and select tablets are just $5 per month.
With these deals, we can score a wealth of new tech and still have money left over for, rich people stuff.
Yeah, rich people stuff. So, should we head over to Bluegrass Cellular for $1 per month smartphones?
We shall, but first I need to return this tea set to the kid next door. Excuse me.
Restrictions apply. Offers available in-store or online. Bluegrass Cellular. Your community expanded.
Get lured in by a tender Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. Enjoy 2 of them now for just $5. Made with flaky Alaskan pollock from sustainable fisheries, it's a crispy, steamy, tangy treat that'll leave you ready to dive in for another bite. Plus, add any size soft drink like an ice-cold Sprite for just $1. Catch this deal before it's gone. Only at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meals. Single item at regular price.
Spotify is out with an update to the design of its iOS app. Latest release brings a new shuffle play button, easy-to-use action rows, and cover art for track rows. You can now also follow artists, hear playlists, and more. Google is expanding its worldview. literally. The search giant is making its aerial mapping service available on browsers other than its own Chrome. Google Earth is now accessible via Firefox, Opera, and Edge browsers. There are plans for supporting Apple's Safari browser, but no details on when that'll happen. A report says if you really like getting your food delivered, you're really paying for it. New York Times says in their test of DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub, and Uber Eats, the 4 largest delivery apps in the U.S., markups on the food deliveries were 7% to 91% more than what you would pay for it if you bought the meal directly from the restaurant. Adding to the costs are, of course, delivery fees, but small order fees and higher menu prices for delivery. The Times says a $39 family feast meal at Panda Express, if delivered by Uber Eats, would cost you 49% more. Tech Report, Larry Olson.
Today is Tooth Fairy Day. Dennis, I always thought the Tooth Fairy was a girl.
Well, you hear the name Fairy.
Right. And then the movie sort of ruined it. I thought, you're trying to poison our minds with another set of alternative facts.
Well, there's 2 movies.
That's right.
The Rock, right, was the Tooth Fairy.
Yep.
And then Santa Claus.
And it's also Stand Up to Bullying Day today. International Stand Up to Bullying Day today. Good idea. He's the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award, 2-time Silver Sal nominee, covering every corner of the globe. Washington, London, Moscow, Owensboro. It's Sam Gormley and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Owensboro next week.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
getting ready for the big regional tournament next week.
You never know. We might just have to move in there next week. I mean, it can happen.
Could be.
Anything can happen. Yeah.
It'll be the last time in a while that
Hopefully.
you'll have to go.
Hopefully.
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 Oh, well, it'll be the last time.
It's not official yet.
It's not.
No.
All right, we'll get to that.
We can talk a little bit about that here. We can throw that in.
Conversation.
Mhm.
I'm not sure where we start.
Can we start with this that I it's the Cougar Sports Report, but don't we have to ask about this comment that we received during the last segment?
Oh, so you want to do some type of investigative report?
Can we take like 30 seconds to figure this out? That we received a comment that apparently I'm supposed to ask about a church bus.
Church bus and Yukon Cornelius.
Is there a connection? See, the red light's on, which typically
there's a friend watching online.
Okay.
I love Seth Payne. He is a role model of mine in life, both in appearance and in action. And I kind of modeling my life to be just like him in many ways. I'm failing, though, but there may have been a story that he brought up about a trip where I may have nicked the side of the church bus.
Nicked.
As I was bringing home youth from youth camp that I'd spent a week with, and being 40 years old and going to youth camp, something just doesn't add up quite right there. But I might have gotten a little distracted, might have just nicked it up just a hair.
Point of order: was there an accident reconstructionist involved?
It may have gone to the body shop, whether it did, whether it didn't. The facts are optional, but
it's not entirely clear.
Okay, I did that. I did that.
Wow,
and it wasn't
quite a
fun to go
revelation.
back and make that phone call to Seth, the transportation team chair, as an active state trooper at the time, and also my boss, and then 275 other church members found out. So
yeah.
What else we got, Sam?
Was there any type of flogging involved or anything like that? Or
yeah, there was some hints given on a show one time here that they took up for grabs, and they put those to use. So it's been great volunteering on this episode today. And Misty, come back.
Very good.
Been a busy week though.
So we're sort of we're between district championships, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The girls' championship game of the 12th district played last night. Boys' 12th district championship is going to be played tonight. But let's go back to Monday in the opening rounds, if you will. What kind of led us to this point? The girls being the Lady Cougars in action. The wheels, I told you the wheels had come off the Lady Cougars in the last 10 days of the regular season, but they turned the tide on Monday.
Yeah, last Friday they lost by 2 to Hancock County. Hancock County, though, hit 13 three-pointers, and in that case, you almost just tip your cap to them. But then on Monday, they snapped the 4-game losing streak against Butler County at home, 66-50. And you could tell it felt like, maybe they put those wheels back on. Mm-hmm. And then last night happened.
They were in a precarious spot going into, they played themselves down to a 2 seed and then had to play Butler County. But they got it going right at the right time with a convincing win. I mean, you see a 16-point win and you think, all right, we're in good shape. Then on Tuesday, it was the boys' time, right?
Yes, and it was an excellent basketball game. They defeated Edmonson County 73-62 in it. Nolan Schartzer, he tied his career high with 33 points, but the player that really stood out was River Blanton. And I'm not sure if either one of you saw the picture of his injury, which was in early August, but if you remember the Kevin Ware injury, that's the only thing I can use to even. And he scored 18 points in the game on Thursday.
That makes
6 months. I mean, amazing. His was a four-wheeler accident or something along the lines of that. But the legendary Ken Hallett decided I needed to see the picture and shoved it in my face one day, and I still resent him for it. But it was a horrific injury, and he scored 18 points, a career high, 14 of which came into the fourth quarter as the Cougars beat the Wildcats 73-62.
Well, and it's a name. River's not a name that we've heard a lot this season, so it was kind of at the right time.
No better time. No,
in high school it's different. There's no red shirt. In high school, it's when you get back and you can get ready and you can contribute. You gotta do it. So it was good for the Cougars to find a little rise in momentum heading into later in the week. Last night, though, it matters, but you want to be the district champion, but it's not the end of your season if you lose in the district championship game. You know that you're going to have to draw a district champion if you're the runner-up. And that's what the eventual fate was for the Lady Cougars last night. But how did the game go?
Lady Cougars got off to a great start. They were up 8-2 early on, and then Edmonson County, it seems like the basket for Edmonson County got about this big. The basket for Grayson County got about that big. I was just looking at the stats. They finished shooting 27%, somewhere in that range, and that's just tough. You're not going to win games when doing that. It was the first game last night that Kenzie Renfro didn't score in double figures the entire season. So when your best figure scores only 9, but best player only scores 9 points, it's going to be a tough night. But still, district runner-up, and that's still a heck of an accomplishment.
Dennis, did you want to ask how many shots were attempted from the elbow with a teammate jumping off her left foot? Was that the stat you were looking for?
That's kind of what I was going for there.
4. Can you back that up?
Yes, absolutely.
What I wanted to know was that Edmonson County's defense, or did we just have an off night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think Edmonson is a good defensive team, and Coach Hill was saying that the defense that they ran against Kenzie was really successful. But then again, you got to make open shots, and
I did see the photo of the all-district team members last night. You can tell the Lady Cougars were not euphoric or happy about the outcome. It's you kind of look across all the representatives of the 12th district, and you can tell they were not at all happy with the outcome and with the loss. But you had Kenzie made the all-district, all-season team, and the all-district team, of course. Bailey Snyder on the all-district tournament team, Laura Vincent on the all-district tournament team. Rachel Snyder makes the all-district season team, but then also some academic honors.
Yes, Ella Robinson this was on Monday, was named to the all-academic district team. And like I said, it's almost like her dad's a superintendent or something. She's a very intelligent person, and she got, all-academic team, which is a heck of an honor. And Nolan Schartzer also got it in the boys.
So tonight, the 12th district tournament boys championship game, it will be the rubber match between Grayson County and Butler County. I think I like the idea that these two teams have split so far this season, because I don't like the idea of one team having to beat another team 3 times in the same year. Just hard to do.
Yes, and the boys won here. Cougar boys won 47-45 in overtime here. Lost 56-48 in Morgantown, which Morgantown is a tough place to play. Anytime you go down to Morgantown, things happen down there, just like things can happen here in Litchfield. But Bears are led by Parker Rice and Solomon Fleener. Both have lots of size. Parker Rice might be the best player in the region, I mean, Butler County is the number 1 overall seed for a reason. I think that there's no secret that they are the best team, and they're the favorite to win the district. I know when I talked with Coach Johnston back in August, he expected Butler County to be the best team in the district.
So what do you make of, yes, they split, but at Morgantown, it was an 18-point Butler County win.
8-point.
8-point? Yes, so an 8-point win. And then Grayson County, 2-point overtime win. Anything we can take from that? Like, what do you expect into tonight?
So,
big home court advantage?
The game, I think it's going to be a great atmosphere tonight.
Okay.
The game at Morgantown, the Cougars were down big. They were down by probably about 16 at one point, and they brought it back to within 2. And then Butler County went on a little run in the last 2 minutes of the game and ended up winning by 8 points. They had some free throws down the stretch that kind of opened it up to 8. But then the Cougar boys here, it was a great game. I mean, got the win in overtime, 47-45. Grayson County, though, playing their best basketball of the season, but Butler County still is, if you ask who should win on paper, Butler County is probably the better team, but sometimes that doesn't always mean anything.
Mm-hmm. We are going to kind of peek a little bit into next week. If we stand on our tippy toes, we can see into the 3rd region tournament already. The girls' Sweet 16 is first, so as a result, they will start the girls' region first. So the girls, 3rd region girls, will be on Monday, Tuesday. Draw will be tomorrow, I assume, right?
Correct, 9 a.m.
But we know with the Lady Cougars being runner-ups, we've kind of narrowed down all the district tournament girls. All the districts in the region are complete, right?
Correct.
So we know there's a 3 shot because we can't draw Edmonson County, so that leaves 3 other district champions. Who are they?
Owensboro Catholic, Muhlenberg County, or Meade County. That's who you'll be playing come Monday or Tuesday, and I think it's pick your poison.
Yeah,
I think you got 2 D1 commits on. You got an Owensboro Catholic D1 commit. You got a D1 commit on Meade County. And then Muhlenberg County might be the most well-rounded team in the entire region.
So the girls will be Monday, Tuesday. Then the boys will be Wednesday, Thursday, and for the first round of the tournament. How's that shaping up so far?
So right now, the teams that they would play, since there's only been one district that is wrapped up, and that was Muhlenberg beating McLean County in the 10th district. The Cougars could play Owensboro Catholic, Muhlenberg, McLean, Meade, or Breck.
And the record against those teams doesn't look very good.
0-6, but they haven't played any of those teams. I mean, the most recent team that they played was Meade County, and that was back at the beginning of February. And the Cougars, that was kind of like the moment that really flipped the switch, and they started playing their best basketball.
I noticed over in the 17th district, John Hardin got by E-Town last night, 66-45, and will probably be a rematch of the 5th region final.
I would presume so,
end
yes.
of next week. And so
Bardstown's also pretty good, though, so they might sneak their way in there as well.
Absolutely. WKU won last night in overtime on a foul shot with 58 seconds left or something like that.
They were down 17 or something at one point and came back and won the game.
Auburn Tigers come to Rupp Arena tomorrow. What do you think?
Oh boy.
Well, my dad and I were there last Saturday. We're going to be there tomorrow, so you can't lose when we're in town.
Awesome.
I hope
simple.
we get the same performance out of Emmanuel quickly tomorrow that you helped inspire last Saturday.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Really?
Absolutely.
The past several games.
It was really good.
We walked in the building, and he just knew he had to flip the switch.
Yeah.
So.
Can definitely clinch tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
With Auburn. Auburn 3rd place? Or are they in 2nd place now?
Either them or Florida. I can't remember.
And, okay, Dennis, anything else you want to put Sam on the spot about?
Uh-oh. The pressure is on now.
No.
Oh, okay.
Look at Dennis. Look at Dennis being a good Christian. No, I had you pinned.
Turning the other cheek.
That's right. All right, Sam, thanks for stopping by.
6:40 tonight.
6:40 tonight.
Good work.
And you can listen on Facebook Watch. You can listen on YouTube Live 104.9 on K105. All that's ahead. We're going to get to a break. Today's water cooler question coming right up here on In the Know.
The Home Garden and Remodeling Show is back and better than ever. 350 vendors featuring Kentuckiana's best selection of home and garden-related products and services, all under one roof. From raising chickens and tree sapling giveaways to a pet pavilion and local artisan market, you'll find it all. The Home Garden and Remodeling Show, February 28th through March 1st at the Kentucky Expo Center. Purchase tickets at homegardenandremodelingshow.com or at the door. Powered by LG&E and produced by the Building Industry Association of Greater Louisville.
Hello. I'm Kevin Henderson, Grayson County Judge Executive. You don't need to be an inventor, a scientist, or a judge executive to shape the future of your community. You just need to be someone who cares about your community. By being counted in the 2020 census, you will help inform funding for local school programs, emergency services, and roads in our community. We all count. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Our family caring for yours. Those 5 words speak volumes about what you can expect at Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Compare your hometown hospital to virtually any across the state, and you will find we offer world-class technologies and comprehensive healthcare solutions far exceeding your expectations. But equally important to what we can do is how we do it. The hometown touch, the personal care. Set us apart and leave you on the road to recovery and restoration with a new sense of trust and confidence. Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center.
From the University of Louisville, this is U of L Today. The increasing number of deaths tied to vaping has created a sense of urgency for research on electronic cigarettes and what's in them. U of L chemistry professor Pavel Lorkowitz is part of a research team looking at volatile organic compounds, VOCs, which are found in cigarette smoke.
We know that these compounds have been found in e-cigarette vapors. Those compounds have been linked to cardiovascular effects, cardiovascular disease, which we know is the leading cause of deaths.
What researchers haven't figured out is the levels of VOCs in the bloodstream of those who vape, or even those who are breathing the secondhand smoke from e-cigarette users.
We don't know what the chronic effects of e-cigarettes are. That's why e-cigarettes really require a lot of research.
At the University of Louisville, Pavel Lorkowitz and others are working on it. A great place to learn, work, and invest. We are U of L.
Hey, for visiting teams, the trip to the home court of the Big Blue usually ends in disaster. But for every disaster that happens off the court or field, call on the fire, water, cleanup, and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO, SERVPRO.com. That's where you'll find the team that's faster to any size disaster, thanks to 27 locations across Kentucky. So when fire or water threatens your home or business, call on the Big Green Vans at 1-800-SERVPRO. Go Big Blue, 1-800-SERVPRO. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
I was in the hospital with my son for 18 months.
When he got injured, I knew I had to be strong.
I just remember rushing into his room and giving him a big hug and letting him know I was there.
These veterans and families are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. We build specially adapted custom homes with features like wheelchair access and automatic door openers that allow them to focus on their recovery and family.
This house is freedom. It's hope. It's a new beginning.
Visit hfotusa.org.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We'll be watching for some light snow later on this evening. You can see some minor accumulations with this, but most of us should be okay. Just look out for some slick spots on the road early Saturday morning. As we head into Saturday afternoon, plenty of sunshine, highs in the 40s. On your Sunday, adding clouds, highs in the 60s. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Well, somebody shines the light. I'm coming on home tonight now. I want to say bye-bye. Bye. Whoa. Blackbird.
Did you know the official name for a non-leap year is common year? So you say, is this year leap year? You say, no. Okay, well, if it's not, what is it? You're supposed to say, no, it's a common year.
That makes sense.
That's not on my sheet.
It's not in the handout. That's from the master's course.
Oh, okay.
I gave you the 100 level series course over
Thank
there.
you. That's intro to leap year.
That's 200 stuff that I gave you. Here's today's water cooler question. It's your chance to win. If you've not won in the last 30 days and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win. And today up for grabs, 2 tickets to the Zach Brown Band show at Rupp Arena. Next weekend is that show, I think next Friday. And then also tickets to this weekend's Home and Garden Show in Louisville. That opens today and runs through Sunday. So you can win both sets of those tickets by calling 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. The question is this. Women say they go through about 3 of these a year, but guys generally stick with the one they have. Women say they go through about 3 of these a year, but guys generally stick with the one they have. What's the answer? 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. Mr. Cook, do you have a writing utensil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. I knew you brought snacks for the class.
Yes.
But I didn't know if you brought a writing utensil, which is also very important to the process.
Is this question a trap? I'm scared to answer.
No, I realized you had a look of trepidation on your face whenever I read it.
Yes.
But no, I think you can safely set sail into the abyss of what.
Okay, here, you take the pen first.
Of what this might be.
No, really, I give you mine.
Here, I have an extra writing utensil.
Oh, yay.
Sweet.
There you go. Women say they go through about 3 of these a year, but guys generally stick with the one they have. 270-259-6000. I think people are equally scared.
Oh, yes, I am. I don't want to put one letter here.
I'm even working on a hint, and I'm struggling with a hint. Women say they go through about 3 of these a year, but guys generally stick with the one they have. What is it? New at the movie theater today, The Invisible Man. That's Elizabeth Moss and Aldous Hodge. Lost in America, starring Rosario Dawson, Halle Berry, Tiffany Haddish, and John Bon Jovi. And Wendy is in theaters today as well. Everyone knows it's Wendy. Who sang that song?
Really
you
good.
know?
70s.
The association, right? I think in 68 or 69.
It's close.
Probably.
Give me a little credit.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that because of my parents.
Yes.
Listening to the association. Let's go to, we'll give Susan the first shot. Good morning, Susan. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. Dennis Cook says hello, by the way.
Yes.
Women say they go through about 3 of these a year, but guys generally stick with the one they have. What is it?
A purse.
A purse is not what we're looking for. Dennis, how many purses a year do you carry?
That's a big zero. But
not even a
try,
merce,
Susan.
Not even a merce.
No, sir. No confusion. I didn't want to
no man
give
purse.
a hint.
Okay. Let's go to Barbara. Barbara, good morning. What is your guess?
A toothbrush.
Toothbrush is well thought out, but not what we're looking
guess,
for.
Barbara. Yeah.
Good try. Let's go to Karen. What's your guess, Karen?
A job.
A job is not what we're looking for. Keep trying. Let's go to Donna.
A cell phone.
Cell phone is. Keep trying.
Good guess.
You go through, how many cell phones a year do you go through?
I mean, I've had mine for
several years.
That was fit for my wife.
Yeah, it was.
Water damage, water damage, water damage.
Yeah, fell in the tub or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Women say they go through about 3 of these a year, but guys generally stick with the one that they have.
This is
I
a
really
good
have
one.
nothing.
This is the best question so far that I've been a part of.
It's a.
Can we get another clue?
It's a riddle.
Can we get one clue?
It's a riddle wrapped in a. I don't know. This item. Whoa.
Okay. There you go.
The answer would be found in a bedroom. All right. The answer would be found in a bedroom. Women say they go through about 3 of these a year, but guys generally stick with the one they have. And I'm super astonished at the answer. Donna.
A watch.
A watch is. not what
That's
we're
a
looking
good
for.
answer,
Let's
though.
Go to
Good guess.
Stephen.
Pillow.
A pillow, like a pillow on a bed.
Yes.
That is correct.
Good one.
Pillow. Did you write pillow?
Yes.
Wow.
When you gave that clue.
I was trying to count up. I was going to tell you how many we have, but I've lost track of how
it's
many.
a lot.
You wrote pillow as well? Wow.
No.
I see. I see. All right, hold on, Stephen. Congratulations.
That's terrible at that.
That's funny.
That's good.
So I got to thinking, though, I guess when it's made, we have, 9 pillows on our bed?
Probably.
Minimum 9 pillows on the bed whenever it's made. Absolutely. I'm not saying we have too many. I'm just saying when I was doing the calculations, I thought, wow, goodness gracious.
Good question.
We have 6 My Pillows alone. Right?
Great story.
And then they have the
They're
sham
good.
pillows.
Sponsorship?
And then you have the bolster pillows. Just good conservative company. That's the sponsorship. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Finish it up for the week here on In the Know.
What would you say are the most crucial ingredients to human survival? Food, water, shelter? Well, equally important is the need for hope. The Jewish Holocaust was one of the darkest periods in human history. Over 6 million people were murdered in German concentration camps. Millions more barely survived horrific conditions of disease, abuse, and starvation. When the Allies liberated camps throughout Europe, they were shocked by what they found among the gas chambers and mass graves. They discovered thousands of drawings, writings, and sheets of music, all created by the prisoners. Orchestra conductor Francesco Latoro has transcribed over 8,000 musical compositions found in the camps. Among them was an entire symphony written on toilet paper. The prisoner's pencil was the charcoal he'd been given to combat dysentery. Some of the music might have changed the course of music history had it not been composed in the midst of genocide. Why would a prisoner in a death camp write a symphony or draw a picture? Because creating something, anything, gave them purpose, and purpose gave them hope to carry on. When you're suffering, hope can be as hard to find as a flower in the desert, but hope is as essential to survival as food and water. Hope gives us strength to bear our suffering, because when we have hope for tomorrow, we can endure hardship today. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
Get lured in by a tender Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. Enjoy 2 of them now for just $5. Made with flaky Alaskan pollock from Sustainable Fisheries, it's a crispy, steamy, tangy treat that'll leave you ready to dive in for another bite. Plus, add any size soft drink like an ice-cold Sprite for just $1. Catch this deal before it's gone. Only at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meals. Single item at regular price.
If you came across a child struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you recognize a 13-year-old boy who gets into fights at school?
Not because he's a boy, but because he's hungry?
Or a 2-year-old girl who cries all night? Not because she's sick,
but because she went to bed without enough to eat.
Or maybe a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites him to a sleepover?
Not for fun, just so we can have dinner.
Or a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks over lunch,
so her friends won't know she doesn't have anything to eat?
I am the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger. Kids you pass by every day, but never knew were hungry. I am child hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. Do leapers, people born on the 29th of February, do they get a car for their 4th birthday? No, it's Sweet 4. Instead of Sweet 16, Sweet 4, it's the same thing, right?
It makes sense. I'm going to go with yes.
Also, do you get to pay children's prices at the movies your entire life?
I hope so.
How old are you? I am 8.
Yeah. Try it.
You give it a try. You stay relatively thin because of you don't have as many birthday cakes.
Well, you had me with the first 2.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, what are you doing this evening? You got plans?
Yeah, tonight, going out to the Redemption Lake Worship Center at 6:30. Grayson County has 2 cool ministries they do called Man Up Grayson County and Women of Worth. And tonight there's a service at 6:30 at Redemption Lake Worship Center that is combined together where Barry from Barry's Cheesesteaks in Louisville, if you've ever been there to eat. It's amazing.
Pretty interesting story, right?
He has an amazing testimony, and he's going to be there sharing tonight. Just a good time of worship together with our community. For those of you who maybe aren't going to the game, you have an option to come out and be a part of that. It's open to all.
What time is it again?
6:30.
6:30. If you get there at 6:15, Misty Thomas will be signing autographs from 6:15 to 6:30.
That's what I heard.
And he can get your whatever, your brochure signed or whatever it might be.
Bulletin.
That's for us old schoolers. We would know that as down at Allen's Lake.
Okay, that is correct. I also attended Allen's Lake festivities as a child from Beaver Dam.
Yeah, so
Really?
if you
Oh,
don't,
good.
if you don't know where you're going, like, where is that? Just go to Allen's Lake and you'll see the sign.
Perfect.
It'll be no problem. On TV tonight, if you don't go to the game, if you don't go to the event that Dennis was just talking about, you might stay home and watch the Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. No.
Is that like a lover's quarrel?
Yes, that's or it's a product
SmackDown?
of the WWE. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Saturday Night
All right.
Live, John Mulaney is the host. David Byrne is the musical guest. Today's highlight in history. This date in 1953, scientists James Watson and Francis Crick announced they had discovered the double helix structure of DNA. Double helix, not to be confused with a WWE SmackDown move. Right?
Yes.
There's the pile driver, there's the stunner, and there's the double helix.
Yes.
Right?
Let's not confuse those.
1983, the long-running TV series MASH ended after 11 seasons. In 1988, the 15th Olympic Winter Games held its closing ceremony in Calgary, Alberta. Incidentally, all Summer Olympics are held in leap years.
Wow.
Is that on your sheet?
Okay, who did this show prep? Several things.
Wait a minute.
Did I step you up to a 300-level course again?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. A year ago today is when President Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un met at the border, and they walked across and they talked, and then they got mad at one another, and then their motorcades stormed off. That happened a year ago today. Today is a good day for birthdays. Actor Gavin MacLeod is 89 today. Gavin MacLeod? Anyone? Gavin MacLeod played on Mary Tyler Moore, but you know him most famously as Captain Steubing on the Love Boat.
Oh.
Sam the Sham is 83 today. Always popular with me. Mario Andretti is 80 today. Frank Bonner is 78 today. Frank Bonner? Anyone?
No.
Yesterday was Dr. Johnny Fever's birthday. Today is Herb Tarlick's birthday from WKRP in Cincinnati.
Okay.
Wow.
Leisure suit to you. Bernadette Peters is 72 today. Her favorite role is in The Jerk, opposite Steve Martin. Wow. Gilbert Gottfried is 65 today. I can live without him. John Turturro is 60.
Wait.
He is annoying.
But the parrot in Aladdin.
Yeah, I don't care.
You didn't have to see him.
He's,
okay.
He's just Gilbert Gottfried was ruined in the 80s and 90s for me.
Okay. All right.
All
right, calm down.
John Turturro is 63 today. So John Turturro, he played the butler in Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler.
Oh, I love him.
But most importantly, he's in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
Two classic roles.
Love.
Amazing.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That foot. Oh, when he beat it. Good stuff.
Yeah. And then it's also Tayshaun Prince's 40th birthday today.
Wow. Tayshaun, I can still remember him shooting it from the logo.
North Carolina, yeah.
Yes.
I was listening to it on my way to Caneyville or somewhere, but I just remember Tom Leach going crazy.
Nuts.
When he did that against North Carolina.
That's correct.
One reason it was also especially good. Let's get to chart toppers for today. 1953. Hank Williams.
Just stood there and never let it show.
I kind of almost went Jerry Clower there. I didn't intend to. It's all right.
Yes or no.
You a big fan of Jerry Clower? You remember
I'm
him?
more of a Ray Stevens guy.
You didn't like the Ledbetters? You didn't like Eugene Ledbetter?
No, I mean, I respect it.
Okay, well, that's all I can ask. That's all I can ask. Dion was number one this date in 1962. There you go.
Yeah. What do you do?
Let's see if I can get to 1971. This song was featured in the recent Ken Burns documentary, Country Music. You widely know it as a Chris Christopherson song, but Sammy Smith took it to number one.
Take the ribbon from my hair.
Help me make it through the night.
Shake it loose and let it fall. Laying soft against your skin.
All right, I'm going to move on.
Yeah, I'm kind of depressed.
Right?
Well, this might not make matters. This might not make matters better. To be clear, I don't pick the chart toppers.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the one who made them number ones. Don't shoot
people,
the messenger.
back to the people.
That's right. 1980, Dan Fogelberg.
Longer than there have been fishes in the ocean.
Played at every wedding from 1981 to 1984. Wow.
Longer than there have been stars up in the heavens.
Again, I didn't make it a number one. I had nothing to do with me.
You could be upset. I've never heard that song in my life.
Really?
I was born in 79, so I've never attended any of those weddings that I know of.
I'll bet if I looked hard enough, I could find a picture of you at a wedding at the age of 2.
Now, this was sung at many weddings I attended in middle school.
At the weddings themselves?
Yes.
Wow.
Right as the bride came down.
You all do weddings differently in Ohio County.
One step forward, 2 steps back.
1989.
That's just funny.
Yeah. Those must be the weddings of all those sore heads that I read about.
Yeah, that's Hartford. I don't even know about them.
Sorry. Okay. Very
totally
good.
different people.
I made a generalization about Ohio County, not specifically. Uh-oh. Celine Dion.
Oh, boy.
1998. From a little movie called Titanic. You might have heard of it.
This is a song very difficult to do at karaoke.
I guess so.
Trust me.
You speak from experience?
But made more popular recently through memes with sports things and different fails that they kind of slow down and put to this music. Have you seen those?
Yeah. That's good work that they do on that. What else? Well, what was number one? Justin Timberlake, number one in 2007 with What Goes Around. And 21 Pilots, Stressed Out, number one 4 years ago today. Mr. Cook, thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you all for having me.
Your service is Sunday morning at First Baptist?
Sunday morning. We have Sunday school at 8:45 and worship at 10 o'clock. 106 East Walnut. Would love for everybody to come out and join us if you do not have a church home. Either way, go to church somewhere.
All right. Thanks for coming in. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. Look before you leap, for as you sow, you are likely to reap. Ooh. Look before you leap, for as you sow, you are likely to reap. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Dennis Cook, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA, 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105, your news.